So let's think about this also from the moment of what's the fruit or what's the results of denying ourselves so that we can learn wisdom. So let's go through this. I just have a list here. So the first one, let's talk about increased freedom. That's one of the outcomes or results of denying yourself is you have more freedom, which this is kind of an interesting one because a lot of times people think that when they don't get to do what they want to do, they feel like it's hampering their freedom or restricting their freedom. When the reality is, if you're doing something that's not good for yourself, you're actually restricting your freedom. Now, if you're withholding something that's good from yourself, for example, like eating vegetables or complimenting someone who has done a good job in their work, those can all be very virtuous things. And, we shouldn't hold back from those things, right? But when something could be harmful to who we are as a person, it could be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. When we hold back on those things, we actually develop a discipline and a strength and a power in our lives because we do that. And that increases our freedom. It gives us more options for the future. And as we go further along here, I'll explain what I mean by that in more detail. Also, you just avoid negative consequences in life. When you do what's best for yourself and you deny yourself of things that aren't good for yourself, in denying yourself, you actually eliminate the threat of having negative consequences in your life. So for example, if you live in your marriage in such a way that you always respect that marriage covenant or that marriage promise that you've made with your spouse, then you don't have to worry about the negative consequences of divorce. You don't have to worry about the negative consequences of having a spouse who's not happy with the marriage arrangement. You just avoid all that stuff altogether. And it's awesome. It's great. It's the best way to live. And the next thing on here that I've been thinking about is when we deny ourselves, we're actually creating this very solid integrity within our character. So our character, who we are, just has this very strong, it's just very well composed character that allows us to continually make better and better decisions as we go through life. And it becomes easier and easier for us to make good choices because we have that integrity in our character, because we've made good choices in the past. And it just keeps going up, exponentially increasing our character and our likelihood of making wise choices in the future.